Hi, I'm Van Phillips, European Tour winner and PGA coach. And in today's lesson, I want to help you guys to use one of the biggest power sources that we can in a golf swing, and that's maximal trunk rotation. Okay, so trunk rotation in the golf swing. Now, we've all been told to turn as much as we possibly can, but how do we actually do that? Now, we've all got different ranges of motion. I actually haven't got a great range of motion in my thoracic spine, which is the middle spine, which is largely responsible for rotation of the trunk. So we're only going to be able to turn as much as we can, but by the same token, we need to make sure that we're actually doing that and not turning only 70 to 75% of the range of movement that we have available to us. Now, one of the terms used in science is called the coupling effect. Now, what that really means is if we take a circle, there are two sides equidistant on a circle, and if we want to rotate that circle as fast as we possibly can, it's very important that both of those points are working hard. The left point here is working down, if you like, and the right point is working up, and that's going to create the fastest and most maximal rotation of any circle. Now, if we relate that to the human anatomy, what that basically means is if we're trying to only turn one side of our body, and a lot of people do this, a lot of people focus, for example, on trying to get the lead shoulder under their chin. Now, that's a great tip. I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do, but if I was to make a backswing and only focus on getting my left shoulder under my chin, that's going to allow for a decent range of movement. But if I now put my focus into not only trying to get my left shoulder as far under my chin as I can, but trying to put my rear shoulder, for me that's the right shoulder, as far behind my head as I can, I'm now utilizing that coupling force. I'm actually using both sides of my body to extend my range of motion. Now, one last tip before I go ahead and demonstrate my interpretation of doing that is I want to talk a little bit about flexion and extension of the spine. So if I flex forward and slump forward like this, that's called flexion of the spine. And if I raise up and arch my spine and feel like I'm actually leaning backwards a little bit, I'm now putting my spine into extension. Now, when we rotate, it's more beneficial for us to be in a state of extension than it is flexion. So to add to that coupling feeling, where in a moment I'm going to try to turn left shoulder as far under my chin at the same time as trying to feel my right shoulder going as far behind my head as I possibly can, I'm also going to be imagining in my mind that my spine is trying to extend and elongate. I don't want to feel as I make that turn that I'm hunching forward here. I want to feel that I'm opening my chest, bringing my back into as much extension as I can, and that's just going to allow me to move through my maximal range of movement. Now, as I said, we're all different. I certainly can't turn anywhere near as far as a Dustin Johnson or a Rory McIlroy, but that makes it even more important that I maximize what I have. So here we go. I'm thinking lead shoulder under the chin. I'm thinking rear shoulder as far behind my head as I can get it. And I'm also trying to just sense a little bit of extension and that chest lifting, if you like, and not allowing those shoulders to become rounded in the backswing. Here we go. It felt about as far as I can turn with a 5-iron. Now, I want to take this one step further, and I want you to take those sensations with you and that logic with you into the through swing. So if we want that trunk to unwind as far as it can, and if we look at a Rory McIlroy video on YouTube, we see just how far forward he gets the rear shoulder and how far back he gets the lead shoulder. Again, if we just focus on that as we're swinging through and quite simply try to imagine that your rear shoulder is going as near to the target as you can get it, whilst at the same time pulling your lead shoulder backwards. So this is the key. Don't just focus on one shoulder. It's a coupling effect. Drive the rear shoulder forward, but pull the lead shoulder back. So we're mirroring what was happening on that backswing, and that's going to give us maximal trunk rotation, both going back and going through. Try it out. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and as always I urge you to head over to my website. I'm adding material all the time, and there's a whole library of information there that's based on 35 years of my research together with playing at the very highest level. So these are not theoretical tips that I'm making up hypothetically here. I've actually put these things to the test with a card in my hand, playing against the best in the world. So head over there, it really is an incredible resource.